Hello everybody! Last time I did a video with this multi-speaker, 4-speaker in 2 channel with Joe. This time I have Jason with me, and let me sit down and tell you the rest of the story. This time I actually have added another 2 speaker at the rear channel. I'm going to show you later, but Jason has spent a whole hour listening to this setup, and I want him to tell you what he thinks. So where do you want to start?
Well, I always forget what I'm going to say, so I wrote down a couple things while I was listening. And I don't know if we talked about it, I had some ideas of what I thought it was going to sound like, or what I thought it would be, but it wasn't those things. But maybe I'll talk about what it wasn't. The sound wasn't smeared or confused.
Yeah, he was actually asked me yesterday on Facebook saying, like, with the many pair of speaker, would the sound start to smear and then kind of cancel out and things like that. And I did not answer him because I know he's coming today.
And then I thought maybe it was just going to be with a couple extra speakers, just kind of ambient sound. But it wasn't that at all either. That wasn't...
It was ambience, but it wasn't ambient.
I didn't hear any echo or any...
Oh, you mean
backs?
The negative ambience?
Yeah, I didn't hear 3D effects that I thought would be there, just, that would come along with all the extra speakers. It didn't seem like that. It seemed like I was just listening to a stereo.
Yeah, but... Okay, now I'm going to clarify these things again. I after several posts I have on Facebook and one video so far, there are some people start to get a little confused on the idea. I am using a simple, straightforward 2-channel system, but driving multiple speaker. In the last video, Joe and I was using 2 pairs of speaker. There's 1 pair here, and then there's another pair behind me. That's approximately 4 feet apart, but front and center 4 feet apart. And then this time, before Jason came, I add another pair of speaker at the back end. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you later where the speaker approximately are. But that's what you're saying. You don't hear any kind of special effect. And also, this 2-channel system is a straightforward 2-channel system without any processor. There is no processor. It's not a multi-channel setup. It's a 2-channel setup using more than 1 pair of speaker. In this case, 3 pairs so far. And I had planned to add another pair.
I thought it would have an artificial kind of sound stage with speakers, sound coming from everywhere, but it didn't. I didn't get that effect. It just sounded like it was coming from where it was supposed to, from the front.
Yeah, but you mentioned that you actually hear depth. The depth of the sound stage?
What I noticed wasn't the width or music sound coming from behind me. It was just the sound went deep this way.
Yeah,
it's like the front wall wasn't
way far behind, all the way behind the front wall.
Right. That's what I noticed. Is that it's not like it was coming from back here or over there. It was just deep in the front.
Yeah.
Especially you played a symphony.
Yeah.
And that was where I noticed it the most.
Yeah, the symphony orchestra, the symphony music is usually can show off the concert hall, and then basically the stage are slightly in front of the front speaker and all the way back to wherever they're supposed to be, I guess. In a 2-channel system, yes, there is a sound stage behind the speaker, but in this case, is extra big, extra deep behind the speaker, and you did notice the height too. It said.
Right, I could notice as you went back towards the bass instruments or the percussion, it got higher. So some instruments were down low, and you could tell some were up high. Yeah,
you can tell the step.
Right.
In the symphony.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's the kind of thing I'm achieved. There are more. I will have to do a little bit tweaking, but we have done experiments, and we were discussing the rear channel effect. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I want you to say it. I don't want to say it myself. When you're done listening to the first couple songs, then we start doing picking up the LP. He's the number 2 guy, pick up the LP. So we stand behind the listening chair, right beside the rear channel speaker. And I said, "Did you hear the rear channel?"
I did not hear the rear channel. But then
I shut off the amp.
I had to put my ear up again, and they are on.
They are on, yeah. And then when I shut off the amp, then you hear the rear channel.
It was totally different.
Yeah, it was totally...
Even though I couldn't really hear them. As soon as you turned it off, all that was missing. Something was missing.
All that was missing, and the soundstage depth was totally gone.
Right. It was listening to more like, and even though there were 4 speakers, more like the sound was just coming from here, and it didn't have the depth and everything.
Yeah, but
then I was listening myself here for half an hour, and then I got up and I thought maybe the back rear speakers aren't on because I can't hear them. I actually got out of the chair and went over and to see if they're on, and they were on.
Yep. So, and you can hold this mic.
Okay.
I'm going to take off the camera and show the audience where the rear channels are. Yeah. So Jason stand up and okay. I'm starting with this.
Okay. And you said they're you wired them.
I wired them out of phase. So,
right.
Okay. So you can sit down. You can sit down and keep talking. Now this is where the listener sees. Okay, that's the left channel. The silver front speaker and the black color speaker, taller speaker, and so the same size. And you turn around, and that's the rear channel. And of course, you can see the tripod. Okay, that's the rear channel. That's the rear channel right here. Turn around the other side. This is the rear channel. So
one thing I was going to say, I tried this at home. Don't try this. You can try this at home. With
yeah, you can try it at home. It's not something that I do, and don't do what I say, but don't do what I do. Yes, I cut you off, Jason. I'm sorry.
I tried, but I thought it was interesting at my house anyway. You don't need the same kind of speakers for each pair of speakers. These are all way different.
Yeah, these are all way different.
They just blend.
They blend in.
Can I tell you I love these? Can I?
You can touch it.
Can I hug them?
You can hug them, but you're disturbing my protective layer
of dust.
Of dust.
Anyway, that was just a side note. Keep talking about the.
He just want to wipe my dust off. Like, what's the matter with this people? It's protective layer.
I know. I got in trouble. I want to touch everything. Anyway, the other question I had was about the 6 channels, but it's not 6 channels.
Yeah,
it's just,
I'm going to start. I'm going to keep saying this is 6 speaker, 2 channels. Because if you can say 6 channels,
I keep saying it wrong.
I know. I was saying it wrong too, but I correct myself every time. Because if we saying 6 channels, we're going to confuse people. 2 channels, 6 speakers.
And each pair of speakers has its own.
Each pair of speakers has its own amps, has its own volume control. Because you have to adjust the volume to get the setup right. Unless the person going to be in your room to set it up for you, it's very difficult to tell you what the ratio is. It's almost no way you can tell what the ratio, because I adjust the rear channel to the point you can hear the rear channel and turn down a little bit, and that's about the beginning. The beginning, that's a good starting point, but I end up turning down a little bit more. Otherwise, in some music, you can actually hear the rear channel. You're not supposed to hear the rear channel.
Right. And then why did you get these ideas? What made you want to keep adding more pairs of speakers?
Because I get way too many.
That's a good answer.
Go back to my toy house video. I get almost 30 pairs of speaker and then over 60 amps. What am I supposed to do with them? That's a toy house. So now I have one room with 3 pairs of speaker and 3 amps now. So I'm going to add the 4th pair. The 4th pair will be kind of like a woofer. I'm going to hook it up outside the room and see I can actually use the whole hallway as a
transmission line.
Transmission line.
More good ideas. Why not?
No, more ideas. Don't say the word good.
Okay. Wild ideas.
Okay, I can accept that.
Yeah. But it works. I was listening to songs I listened to all the time, and they sounded better than I used to hearing them. So something works.
Now, in my YouTube channel, you will never hear me to say there's day and night difference. I would never say that there's blow your socks off and things like that. I don't do that.
I won't say my jaw was on the floor.
No, I don't want your jaw on the floor. That's actually make my floor dirty.
It was very enjoyable.
Your saliva would cause my... I don't want to clean the carpet.
I was happy with it. It sounded very good. I was very happy.
So you're going to buy another amps and speaker and try to set it up at home?
If I can find cheap ones. I can find cheap ones, right?
I don't know about amps, but I find 2 pairs of cheap speaker. I'm coming. Relatively cheap. It's $120 and $165. Relatively cheap.
I can do that. I can find those. Yeah. Give it a try.
Yeah. You just have to find amps.
Yeah.
I can lend you some.
There's some dusty ones around here somewhere.
Hello Kitty DVD player stays.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we ready to cut it off?
We're cut it off.
Since you complain about the video.
I've talked about hugging the speakers, and I've talked about how surprised I was by the sound, and it was not what I thought it would be. It was better.
All
so
right.
we can cut it
don't
off.
say much better. It's not suitable for this channel. Okay, I'm gonna shut it off before we go off topic. Say bye. Bye.